Texans get the win against the Jaguars, but the big takeaway from that game is Azeez Al-Shaair dirty or nah? All right, let's talk about it. Go, They trying to paint our man out as dirty, bro. They trying to say he a dirty player, bro. He hurt Sunshine. He knocked the hell. Sunshine went down and immediately.
Yeah, he went Tua.
He said hot Tua.
He threw that one arm up, man.
Yeah, hey, when them hands come up, bro, you know it's a wrap, bro. He hit glossy eyes. Looking like Jake Paul should have looked in that Tyson fight, bro. Man, look, first and foremost, hey, thank y'all for being here. Welcome back to Bull Run Sports podcast channel. Like, hey, our bad on us. We see y'all talking shit, commenting on whatever old video y'all can find. Like, yo, where the fuck you at? It makes sense. My bad, but we here. We here. Completely missed the whole Titans. Look, I'm gonna be honest, Omar. I was dumbfounded at the loss to the Titans, bro. Like my head just couldn't even wrap around the fact that we lost that game, bro.
I'm glad that you're leading off with that because we could be talking about Azeez, but you let off with that.
Yeah,
we're gonna get to Azeez, and we're gonna get to the Jaguars game because I'm coming out of the Jaguars game the same way that I came out of the Cowboys game, right?
Yeah.
With just all of these things, right? I mean, yeah, okay, we got the win, but at this point, I'm not even worried about wins anymore, right? I'm worried about performance, right?
Yeah, man. We're not playing well.
Yeah, and so what's more concerning is performance, right? And so I want to share something because this is something that I caught a lot of shit about when we did our live stream for the Cowboys. I caught a ton of shit about this.
Okay.
But I'm standing my ground on it because it was it ended up being absolutely true. And I caught a rash of shit for it. But I wanna revisit. This is me and you after the Cowboys game. And if you recall,
look at them handsome guys. Look at them handsome devils.
If you recall, you were trying to come in positive, and I just wasn't having it. I wasn't having any of it. You were trying to paint a pretty rainbow, and I wasn't having none of it. And I wasn't trying to listen to anything you had going on, bro. I was like, no. But in my anger laden rants, there's this one little piece that I want to bring up and replay for everybody, because this is a really important piece about what happened with us against the Titans. And I'll play it back. I can't I just the first play of the game, I was like, here we go. Let's go, baby. Big throw, big touchdown. Welcome back, Nico Collins. Let's go. Yeah. Holy fuck, flag. And who was it? And it was from that point forward. What was it? 30 seconds into the game that I was like, yeah, this is going to be an absolute shit. I text you and our boy John. Shut down Joe Mixon. You shut down the Houston. So hold on. It's that edit. And sure enough, despite the 3 touchdowns from Joe, here's the other thing too. This is Joe Mixon. Okay, you'd say, okay, yeah, Joe Mixon was a positive spot. Joe Mixon is Joe Mixon.
He's like,
we know what Joe Mixon is going to do, but guess what? So does every other fucking defense. And what happens when you shut down Joe Mixon to only 45 yards? You lose the fucking game. It's that simple. We're a one-trick pony at this point. All right. So
can we get flagged from playing our own videos?
I don't know. They'll come back to us for some shit.
I guess.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that works. But to that point, right? I made that point about how we're a one-trick pony. We're a one-trick pony. If you stop Joe Mixon, you stop the Houston Texans. And that's exactly what the Titans did. Like the Titans did that, right? The Titans held us to, what was it? 40 rushing yards. And I mean, let's face it, when you're looking at the Houston Texans rushing yards, you're essentially looking at Joe Mixon's rushing yards, right? Because I mean, there's nobody else nobody else that runs the rock, right? It's Joe Mixon. 40 rushing yards against the Tennessee Titans, and we lost that fucking game. Because that's all you got to do. That's all you got to do is stop Joe Mixon, and you will win the game against the Houston Texans. And the fact of the matter is that we played the Titans, and we just got finished playing the Jaguars, where he barely hit the three figures. He only did 108 yards, and some of those belonged to C.J. Stroud.
Let
me see.
Yeah, he had a quiet 100, man. At the end of the game, when they were like Joe Mixon eclipsed 100 yards right there, bro.
Let me see. What did he do? I want to make sure I get this right, because we barely won that game, bro. They're 2-9.
Yeah. Hey, as always, Omar played a good game all season. Honestly, has the Houston Texans played a good game the entire season? You can say we.
You cutting out, brother. You're cutting out. But I hear you. I mean, I hear you. I don't think that we have put together 4 quarters of good football. We just haven't. We haven't put together 4 quarters of good football in a single game. Even the games that we've won, right? Like even the games where we've come out and absolutely smacked people around, which was really who did we beat that bad? Chicago? No. What was the Chicago score? Yeah, not even. I mean, we can't even hang our hats on the Chicago score, because the Chicago score was 19-13. The Indianapolis game was 29-27. It's
no,
like
the only good game seemingly was the Patriots game, but the Patriots are trash. I mean, you can't. Like I say, I don't even want to count that. I don't even want to count that game.
Right. So if you take out that game, it's. I mean, we're horrible. We've been playing horrible football.
So the question has been, because we dropped that Jets game. We dropped the Lions game when we should have won that game. And we've dropped all these games because we can't score in the second half. The question after we lost the Tennessee game, Omar, like I say, I still haven't fully processed that loss, bro. But the question, and a very fair question, is, at this point, bro, we're not contenders. Are we legit? Are we legit pretenders at this point? Look, you texted me the other day. You texted me after the game yesterday. It was hilarious. You're like, with the tallest midgets in the conference.
Your mic's cutting out. Your mic just cut out. But yeah, we're the top. We're essentially the worst. We're the best out of the worst. Worst league or the worst conference, I guess, in this case. But it's just bad all the way around, man. I mean, like I said, we have yet to put together 4 quarters of decent football. Like, let's not even call it spectacular football. Let's just call it decent football. Decent football. Like, where you could say, okay, on this game, they scored, and in this game, quarters 1, 2, 3, and 4, they played good football. Right? There's always something. And it's really bad.
Yeah, no, it's terrible, man. It's terrible. We definitely, the fact that we can't score in the second half is atrocious, man. It makes no sense. We're complete pretenders. We'll get a playoff spot. We'll host somebody in the first round, and we're gonna get bounced. Because you got some wild card teams that are balling right now that are in their wild card spot. But bro, don't nobody want to play Cincinnati. Imagine we have to go up against Cincinnati. The Chargers, Pittsburgh, the Ravens. I mean,
Come on, bro. Any of these teams, we're not beating. We're not beating any of those teams, and these are the teams that are going to end up with a wild card spot. Because look at the division, the AFC North. I'm sorry. Who are the teams in there? That's the Ravens division, right? That's the Ravens with Pittsburgh, with Cincinnati. I mean, bro, come on. Any one of those teams are going to beat us. And I'm ashamed to say I'm not trying to get on here and be pessimistic, be negative like people, but did y'all watch the Titans game? Y'all watch us barely beat the Jaguars? Like hell, Mac Jones almost beat us. Mac Jones almost
beat us. Mac Jones.
Mac Jones almost beat us.
The one that got cut from the team that is so bad that even though we beat them, we're not even counting that.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah. He did get cut from the pass. Now it's bad, man. I hate it. I mean, we're complete pretenders right now, man. Nothing is going right. Even our defense has become a little shaky here these past couple games. The bye week is coming at the right time, but bro, I don't, unless they bring a fairy in during the fucking bye week to sprinkle magic dust over this team, I don't see them really getting any better.
I mean, I don't either. And the thing about it is that you want to know something else? Is that the Colts have an interesting schedule.
Yeah, they do.
They have the Broncos this week. They got the Titans the week after, and the Giants the week after, and then the Jaguars the week after. So they have the easiest, one of the easiest last 4 games, and we have what we've been calling the murderer's row.
Yeah.
So it is very likely that we could end up not winning the division and maybe even fighting for a wild card spot ourselves.
Bruh, like I say, those teams that are fighting for wild card spots, man, I don't see us catching them. If we lose our lead in a division, which, bruh, the Colts, they're scrappy. They've been every year. They're like a scrappy team, and they, get the ability to like scratch and claw and be playing for a playoff spot like in their last few games. They're the same thing. The same thing they're doing this year, man, and it sucks. I mean, they literally could leapfrog us. They got the easiest path. We got the hardest path. And you said it before. You were like, the way that we play, we have the ability to win any game, but we also have the ability to lose any game against any opponent, bro, which sucks. No way we should have lost that Titans game. No way we should have lost that Jets game. We shouldn't have lost most of these games, bro. We're losing to the opponents that we should be beating, and it's going to bite us in the ass, bro. I would not be surprised to sit up, week 17 and see us out of the playoffs, man. I mean, it happened to the Jaguars last year. They thought they had a firm grasp on the AFC South, and they got bounced.
Yeah, and then, the thing about it is that the Jaguars are playing the Colts are playing the Jaguars in their final game of the season without Trevor Lawrence. It's gonna be Mac back there throwing the ball.
Touchdown may be back. I don't think his concussion gonna have him out that long.
Man, look, how long was Tua out?
Yeah, but Tua's sensitive, bro. Not to say he's sensitive, but Tua shouldn't be playing football at all right now, bro. Like this is something that somebody in his family don't love him enough, bro. Somebody needs to sit him down on the couch and say, "Hey, we want you around when you're 45, dog. Like, what are you thinking?" His concussions are different. His concussions are different.
Yeah,
man.
I guess so. I mean, but still, I mean, the way Buddy was, that was scary, man. That was kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie. That one was kind of interesting.
I was surprised to see him actually get up and get in the cart, bro. I mean, it looked like it was gonna be a lot worse, man. But either or. Let's be honest, Omar. Trevor Lawrence wasn't playing great before he got hurt.
No, of course not.
He's the most, bro. How much money does he make each year? Like 50 mil, bro. He is so overpaid, man.
Yeah,
he's robbing them niggas, dog. And
he's out there looking good doing it though. He's got the long hair and he looks the part.
He does.
He looks the part, and he probably sells a lot of jerseys, and in women's sizes. You know what I'm saying? That's that's what he's there for.
No doubt.
But I was a little bit like upset to see, like, obviously what happened. I think you and I immediately took to our group chat, and there was varying. I think it was like split down the middle, right? It was like, people were like, "Oh, he's completely dirty. He needs to be ejected out of the game. He needs to never play football again." And blah 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 blah. This, that, and the other.
If y'all don't know what we're talking about, man, obviously now we're talking about the Aziz Al-Shire hit on Trevor Lawrence, man. So let's open up the debates, man. Y'all hit the comment section. What were you saying in y'all's group chats? What were you saying in y'all living rooms when that shit happened? Yeah. Like you say, ours was split down the middle, Omar, and I immediately was like, dude, they immediately show the slow motion replay of these plays, Omar. They go to the slow-mo, and it's like, these plays, life does not happen in the slow motion. It makes it look a lot worse than it is. It makes it look like, oh, Aziz had all the time in the world to slow down his momentum as this athlete of a man that's been playing football his entire life is bearing down on a runner. Like, it doesn't matter he's a quarterback. He's running the ball. He's upright at the moment. How do you expect the man to stop his momentum and not hit him? He didn't lead with the helmet. He hit him with the forearm. Now, like Aziza said, it's so unfortunate that he got hurt. But he's just out there playing football, man. He's just out there playing football. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate what happened, but my take is it's a football play. He's in no way, form, or fashion is that man a dirty player, and that's my opinion, man. What about you?
Well, what's interesting, man, is everything that has come out since then, right? I mean, like, immediately the montage, right, of Aziz Al-Shire, right, is the throat grab for at Brady, right, where he he got him on the throat when he was trying to sack him, and then the very next thing is the late hit on who was it from the Bears, where he popped up, and all of a sudden he's surrounded by a full lineman set of Chicago Bears, and he throws a punch at one of them, right? It's like the smear campaign has begun, right? And so I was having dinner with my cousin, shout out to my cousin Roger. We were having dinner just that same night, and he was of the camp of like, nah, man, it's a dirty hit. It was a horribly dirty hit. And we were kind of talking about it, and I told him, I said, man, I said, if you look at the hit, if you just look at the hit, right, the hit looks dirty, right? The context of just looking at the hit looks dirty, especially if you look at it in slow motion. It's really hard to discern, right, like what's going on there. But if you look at it in real time, what it ends up being is unfortunate timing on both sides, right? Very unfortunate timing on both sides. Now, there's blame to go around for both players. But it's not 50-50. I'll say it's 60-40. 40% going to Trevor Lawrence, 60% going to Aziz. And the only reason why I give Aziz that additional 10% is because technically and historically, it's incumbent on the defender to not lay a dirty hit on somebody. It is now, right? I mean, obviously with everything that's out there now about CTE and things like that. I mean, we joke about the stiff arms and all that stuff, but that's some serious shit, right? Like, I mean, there's long-standing, neurological issues that happen with, and it's well documented. But because it's on Aziz to sort of pull back where possible. The only reason why I give Aziz that additional 10% is because he had his arms up, right? So like the arm is the part that kind of bothered me a little. It's the only part that bothered me is the fact that he had his arms up. Now, I say that, but then I also say I don't know what else he could have done, right? Because if he would have led with the helmet, it would have been an issue. If he would have led with the shoulder, there was no way for him to do that because he was already mid-air, right?
I think that was him trying to protect against a dirtier hit. Putting his putting his arm up,
like, oh shit, that kind of thing. Yeah. And so
like, I'm already airborne. I'm already in tackling like form. Let me do something to try to brace. Let me do something. I don't know, bro. It's such a bang play. What do you want these players to do? It's so hard. Look, we've seen, what was the kid, man? Kenny Pickett. Probably his biggest highlight of his entire career when he was in college, man. Go down, fake the slide, and the defender let up. He faked it, then he kept running in, continued to run. So it's like, you damn if you do, damn if you don't. Like, when you're in pursuit, it's like I say, these are split-second things, bro. What the fuck do you want this man to do?
We get days to analyze his split-second decision, right? And it's it's unfortunate.
This is Aziz out. He's a dog. He is going after you. Like, if you're upright, he's trying to take your head off. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, he's sliding. Like I say, that's the split-second decision, right? It's like, okay, damn, he's giving himself up. The right thing to do, by the letter of the law and the rule book, I'm not supposed to hit this guy, but he's already in mid-tackling form because the man was running. He's upright. Like you say, that's where that 40% that you're giving Trevor Lawrence is like, damn, I started my slide a little bit too late. So
the other thing that I think people aren't talking about that is also a big part of this entire play, right? I think, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, and y'all correct me in the chat or in the comments. If I'm not mistaken, it was a 2nd and 8 play. Trevor Lawrence had a wide open field. He was going for that first down, right? The actual collision happened on the 3rd down, on the 1st yard line, or for them to get the 1st yard, or for them to get the 1st down. So there's an element there of Trevor getting a bit greedy that prompted the late slide, which prompted Aziz to go like, oh shit, what are you doing? Right? Like what right? So that there's just so much, and all I'm saying is that it ended up being an unfortunately timed play that, when slowed down, looks like a really dirty hit, right?
It makes it look a lot worse, man.
So let's talk about another piece of this, right? So, okay, we agree on that. You and I both agree on that. What's going to happen now post hit, right, is, of course, everything that's happening with Tua and the way that all that's panned out, and like some, other players getting hit and getting hurt, and the NFL being, accused of not doing enough to protect players and things like that. They're gonna throw the book at Aziz.
I hope they don't, but I'm sure
they're gonna parade him about. They're gonna make an example out of him. I'm telling you, bro. And this is what I told my
Game of Thrones treatment,
bro. Exactly.
Walking through the village.
Exactly, bro. It's gonna be a biblical type situation where they're gonna come down hard, and the Texans. Well, not the Texans, but Coach Ryans took a stand this morning. In his press conference. We'll play that in a second. But I was, wondering how he was going to take that.
Yeah.
And he was pretty non-committal in what he said immediately after the game. He's very, like, oh man, obviously we don't want to see anybody get hurt. Hopefully, Trevor recovers and everything's okay. Obviously we don't coach players to hurt other players. We don't want anybody to get hurt like that. It's very unfortunate. So he was very broad and non-committal. In today's press conference, though, I think what happened is that they had plenty of time to go back and rewatch this entire thing with Aziz, and have him have him go, what were you thinking? What were you seeing? What did you see? Yeah. And they came out of the press conference singing a bit of a different tune. So we'll play that now, which this is Coach D'Amico at today's press conference.
First question out the gate, huh?
Second question out the gate. But the first one was kind of like, hey, you guys enjoying waiting? No, the first question was, hey man, you guys getting that bye, huh? And it's like that kind of thing. So, but the very next question was this one.
From the league office, possible suspension from Aziz, and do you have anything to add on that?
With the entire Aziz, situation. We stand behind Aziz and everything that came from that. Of course, he unfortunately hit on the quarterback, but it's also it's twofold, right? I mean, a lot of the quarterbacks in this day and age, they try to take advantage of the rule where they slide late and they try to get an extra yard. And now you're a defender. A lot of onus is on the defender, right? Whether it's on the sideline or where it's on the quarterback, you don't know what a guy is thinking. You don't know if a guy's staying up and he's continuing to run. You don't know. And then you get a late slide and you hit the guy. Unfortunate that Trevor got hurt. We hope Trevor is okay, but it's also, if we're sliding, we have to get down. If we're getting out of bounds, we get out of bounds. And that rule is there to protect the quarterbacks. And we want our quarterbacks to be safe in the league. So we just have to be safe. And we're sliding, make sure we're keeping our heads down. So, and the entire thing is, Aziz hits the guy, but their sideline overreacts, and it turns into a melee. It wasn't our guys. It's their team overreacted, pushed our guy, dragging our guy to the sideline. So that's uncalled for on that side. We have to be better on the sidelines as well with both teams.
I don't disagree with anything he said.
No, I love it, man. And that's good leadership right there. You stand up for your guys. You know what I'm saying? You go in there and you support your players. You support your guys. Because at the end of the day, I mean, we know that Aziz plays hard. He's not a dirty player. D'Amico knows that, more than anyone. So I love everything that he said, man. I love exactly, what he did. It's crazy. These are bang bang plays. Kind of put it all on Trevor.
He kind of did, yeah.
Like,
I thought it was interesting. He's like, I hope Trevor, obviously Trevor got hurt. We hope he gets better. But
yeah,
that was a big but. He was like, but you should have a little sooner, kept your bitch ass down. That's what you should have done.
Hey, Trevor would have been better served, honestly. Like you say, man, you play football. It's a man's sport, right? Like, you're going for that extra yard. You're trying to get that first down. He'd have been better served putting his head down, trying to barrel through that tackle, rather than take a late slide. I'm with D'Amico. You're putting yourself in danger at that point, Now, of course, hey, that team, just because I was at a bar watching the game, and I kind of, as soon as the play happened, I kind of blurted out like, "Oh no, I mean that wasn't dirty at all. That was clean play." And immediately people started chirping back like, "That was clean. That was what are you, what are you watching, But then somebody immediately made a point, because obviously the Jags rushed on the field. They started going. They were like, "How would you feel if that was CJ?" And I was like, "Oh, bro, I would have jumped through the fucking TV." Oh, of course you're gonna protect you're gonna protect that guy.
I'm locked and loaded. I'm heading to NRG, baby. Who's riding with me? Let's go.
Let's go, man. So I mean, I get it. They gonna protect their guy. All of that made it look absolutely 100% worse. But all in all, look, it's a football play. We watched. That was a football game.
Yeah,
it was a football game.
I agree. Did let me ask you something. Did you notice that they late hit Nico Collins?
Yeah.
Like a couple of plays later?
Yeah. I mean,
Nico was literally sitting on the floor after getting tackled and then had another guy come in and just ram him. And nobody said shit. The announcers didn't say anything. They didn't. And Collins is just looking around like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, man.
And I think he didn't make a big deal about it because he kind of was like, all right, I'm gonna charge that to the game. I know why y'all did that.
Yeah.
And even though whatever, we'll settle it afterwards and we'll let the dust settle. But okay, fine. But
you know just as well as I do. What happens in baseball? What happens in baseball all the time, bro? You hit that guy, they gonna hit your guy. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, we're all thinking like, are they gonna try to come after CJ on the next, on the next drive or whatever? But yeah, they definitely got Nico, bro.
I don't think they're that stupid. I don't think they're that stupid. I think if they really felt like that was it, like I feel like if they felt like Aziz had done that for real on purpose, like really intentionally on purpose, then they would have went at CJ. But I think that they know that wasn't the case. I think that they know that it was.
I think they didn't get the opportunity they were looking for. That's it.
You think so?
I think so, bro. Because, like I say, like you wanted, like, you know, they felt like, hey, they went after our main guy. We're gonna go after CJ. I just don't think that the right opportunity presented itself, and that maybe, you know, maybe Bobby schemed it up to where it's like, look, let me not put you in like an adverse situation right here, right now in this heated moment. You know what I'm saying? Because I think if they would have had the right opportunity, absolutely, they would have went
They
after
would have took a
CJ.
shot at him.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You might be
You
right,
know,
bro.
no quarterback draws this drive, brothers. You know?
You know what I'm realizing here? Let me see. And this is, let me see. I haven't heard this, so I'm pulling this up for the first time. This is Coach Peterson. Have you heard his?
No, I haven't heard anything from that side.
Neither have I. So this is going to be our first time. We're getting this raw.
It's a play that nobody wants to see in our league. You know, because it happens, you know, after the fact, and it just escalates. And I've got a lot of respect for Coach Ryans, and I mean, I know he doesn't coach his team that way. We don't coach our team that way, and it's unfortunate.
What we're coaching, we don't want to see the melee, the aftermath. We're about this.
So okay, now that I'm seeing his reaction,
It's a play that nobody wants to see in our league, obviously. You know, because you see what happens, you know, after the fact, and it just escalates. And I've got a lot of respect for Coach Ryans, and I mean, I know he doesn't coach his team that way. We don't coach our team that way, and it's unfortunate.
Not what we're coaching. Didn't.
Yo, okay, so that makes me feel like Coach Doug was like, kind of slid a little late there, buddy.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, I mean, you know, you got to take responsibility, you know, and I like that. Like, he didn't come out there. Come on now, let's be honest. We don't have like a huge rivalry with Jacksonville. You know, this was our last game playing them this year. So they don't need bulletin board material. They don't need something to be like, oh, let's feed fire to this non-existent rivalry, right? You know, you can go out there with cooler heads, let cooler heads prevail, and be like, all right, yeah, obviously we know these are solid guys. Coach Ryans is a solid guy. He's not coaching his guys. This ain't Bounty Gate, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't trying to take heads off. So yeah, I think that was a pretty logical thing for Doug Peterson to say. Man, that nigga just happy he got a job, bro. Right now. He's like, look, I'm just
Yo, you know what would be crazy is if Aziz went on like social media and was like, he had like a big stack of like 50 grand, and he'd be like, thanks, Cal. Hey, I appreciate that, Cal. Good looking out, man.
That fool know better, because he knows that he's going directly to the league here in a couple days, bro.
That boy will be in the CFL by this afternoon. That boy gonna be playing for the Canucks.
Yeah, buddy. Nah, man, I think this is a moot point, man. But I think you're absolutely right. Just the fact that it was a quarterback, man, they're gonna make an example out of Aziz. Unfortunately, I just hope that it don't come with a suspension. I hope it don't come with missed game time.
It will.
He gonna have to shell out some. He gonna have to give out a game check, probably, bro. They gonna look at him. But hopefully that's the extent of it. Hopefully, you know, he out there on the field after the bye, man. Speaking of the bye, this bye week may be the last game that we win in a few weeks. And that one's up in the air.
Yeah, the bye week. Yeah, we might take an L on the bye week.
La's coming this Christmas season, bro. I'm not confident in the squad, man, and I hate to kind of be winding down the video saying that, bro, but you can't almost lose to the Jags with a backup quarterback, lose to the Titans, not be able to score in the second half of games pretty much all year, and feel good about beating the Dolphins, the Ravens, the Kansas City Chiefs, and think that, you know, you're gonna come out with a better record than the Indianapolis Colts, who, man, they got a solid hayride in the season, man. So it's not warm fuzzy feelings, man. We went from contenders to pretenders this season, man. So it's
you want me to add a little fuel to that fire?
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
What's interesting is that so the Ravens drop a game to the Eagles.
Good game.
And it was a good game. They drop a game to the Eagles. They don't have a bye coming up next week. And if there's something that scares me more than Lamar Jackson, it's an angry Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Check this out. Check this out. This was the post press conference. And this is a different type of anger, bro. And the reason why I say this, it's not that he was angry with himself. Check out who called him out.
Opportunities to run big for you may have messed up.
Yeah, my mama just told me that.
His mama.
She just not. So like I'm mad. So like we gonna get after it. I ain't gonna lie to you. We gonna get after it. I can't wait to get on. The Giants coming up. I'm ready to go. Like I'm just ready to go, man.
Oh.
She said it was lanes I should have took and ran, but I was just trying to let guys develop routes. We had developing routes. I was just trying to go through my progression. But yeah, she's right. I'm gonna do my. Like, I'm sorry for this. I'm just mad because I feel like we should win these games and we not getting them done.
Bro.
Yeah, bro.
That scares the ever living shit out of me.
I'm glad that he's gonna take out his frustration. Hopefully, mostly on the Giants, bro. Because that I would hate to have to play him after that, having Mama be mad at him,
bro. But that's the thing though, is that it's not he was mad at himself. It's his mama cussed him out. His mama cussed him out, and now he's got to get his shit together.
Yeah,
he's got to get it together. That's scary, and we see those cats in a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's not gonna be easy, bro. I mean, none of these games are gonna be easy. Truth be told. I mean, look, the Dolphins' record don't indicate how good that team is, man. And we know that they can put up points. We know what they can do. We know what they're capable of.
Tua got some sense knocked into him.
Yeah,
I was reading a stat about post concussion Tua. Do you know his numbers?
I'm sure they're phenomenal, man. And credit to that team. They've had to figure out a different way to attack defenses, man. So, last year, bro, it was all beating teams over the top with the speed of Tua, with the speed of Waddle. Now, man, they putting together long, sustainable drives. Because that's what these defenses are affording them, man. And Tua is able to put that together and do it. So credit to them. I mean, it sucks. The tight end they got, Jonah Smith. Dude, he's eating. He's eating right now.
Yeah. 200. All right. So look, this is Tua coming back after the injury. Ready for this? 234 yards, 231 yards, 217 yards, 288 yards, 317 yards, 365 yards.
Wow.
1 touchdown, 2 touchdown, 2 touchdown, 3 touchdown, 4 touchdown, 2 touchdown in those respective games. Tua has been balling.
Never been a bad quarterback. And like I say, to their credit, they've adjusted, which, hey, adjustment is not a word that the Texans really have in their vocabulary. They don't adjust.
We don't know what that
they
means.
Don't shit, So credit to a team that is able to adjust on the fly. But Tua's never been a bad quarterback, man. And it just we gonna play him when they're on the uptick. Tua's healthy.
They got momentum.
They got momentum. It's a bad deal. They don't really have too much to play for with positioning, and some people out there may look at the records. I think it's the same mistake that people made when looking at the Jets record, but we knew better. We were like, dude, they still. Look, Aaron Rodgers obviously looking his age, but it's still Aaron Rodgers. It's still Devontae Adams. It's still Garrett Wilson. It's still the Jets defense. It's still a good team on a short week, a Halloween week. And I was like, this game scares me, and we lost.
The Titans were 3-8 when they beat us. The records don't mean shit.
The records don't mean shit, man. Rankings don't mean shit, especially the way that we're playing right now. Yeah, so bro, I don't know. All in all, like I said, I don't have warm fuzzies, man. We're gonna shout out to y'all. You still rocking with us right now, man. Hit the like and subscribe button. We're gonna be a lot more consistent coming down here at the home stretch, because these are the games. These are the bad mofos right here, man. And this race for the AFC South is gonna get real interesting. So got to keep it locked, man. And is there something else that you wanted to close out on, brother?
No, that's it, man. Not feeling good. Obviously, we got the bye week coming up, so much needed rest for a lot of our guys. Mixon kind of hobbled off the field on one of those plays. So some much needed rest. Obviously, I don't think that somebody said something about how none of these players have ever had to deal with a bye week so late in the season. So it's it's definitely needed. It's definitely they're definitely hurting. So it's going to be good for them. Hopefully we can work in the front office a little bit with some of the play calling and things which actually, you know what? Yeah. I'll say this, the play calling wasn't atrocious the last couple of games. It's been relatively decent, but either way it goes, we're gonna have a lot coming up during this bye week where we're gonna have time to dissect a lot of things. We'll obviously keep you guys updated on what happens with Aziz as that judgment comes down from the league. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, man. As always, love y'all. We'll see y'all next time. Peace
out.